All right, less than a week now before the big primary election, and a year since we learned just how tricky these primaries can be.
Why is that? And how are things looking this year? Seth Kaplan joins us now live with the story. Seth.
Alicia and Valerie, fewer people typically vote in primaries, but you have separate Republican and Democratic ballots. That makes primaries more complicated to begin with. And then last year, a lot of people actually voted.
It took me an hour to go and vote.
And at least he could vote.
I unfortunately had to tell my wife I wasn't able to vote for her.
Alyssa Eichelberger, because Scott Eichelberger's polling place ran out of Republican ballots.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
After a lot of changes in the past year, like printing a lot more ballots.
We are basing our number of election day ballots off the number of registered voters, not voter turnout.
And election workers are now trained to call the county if they run through even half their ballots. And if they do need extras, despite all that, the extras will be closer.
Instead of having to have the ballots just printed here, we have 8 locations across the 911 square miles of York County that can do the printing of the ballots.
A similar but smaller scale problem in Lebanon County. One polling place ran out of ballots.
We had someone deliver them and people continued to vote. And even if they were in a hurry, our machines were there. They could vote on our machines. So there was a way to vote.
Still, says County Commissioner Joellen Litz,
I don't want it to happen again.
All the machines are beginning to be delivered this morning.
That's Lebanon County's new election director, Sean Drasher. His first big election surrounded by veterans.
We have a lot of poll workers that have been doing this a really long time. They really know what they're doing.
Lancaster County had enough ballots last year. Mail-in ballots everywhere, in fact, because a ballot printing error forced folks to spend more than a week counting them all by hand.
We chose another vendor, and so far so good. We've not had any issues like that back last year during the general election and not during this primary.
Leaving election workers to do what they should be doing this week.
We have bins here that represent all of the 161 polling locations. Staff here is date stamping all the mail-in ballots that were received in the mail today.
She said, remember, you can turn in your own mail-in ballot, but she's also said that if you have any trouble, a health emergency, got run out of town unexpectedly, call your county election office. They want all eligible voters to be able to vote, and they have emergency procedures to help you.